Hi, this is Shauna with Valkeryie Consulting, and I am going to walk you through the front end of a site that we recently did for a client. CarleeWalker.com actually provides a lot of different sober coaching and support services, and this is really just to show you some of the things that we here at Valkeryie Consulting can do for your website as well. So we'll start off on the home page, and what we did here was we actually custom designed Carlee's logo for Addiction Support Solutions Love. Carlee's overall goal here is to provide sober coaching services in addition to working with people one-on-one, and is also in the process of putting a book together which will be available for sale in September of 2016. So what we did here beneath the logo is actually what is called her slider bar or header. And what we did here was we did custom design graphics. Each and every section actually links to a different section of her page as well. So, you know, if somebody wants to read more about her story, they can go to her About page and find out more about that. And then, you know, find out a little bit more about Carlee as well, linking to her About page. And then also a page that links to her sober coaching pages. So underneath that, we have Get Help. And if you go here, you can learn more about Carlee by clicking on her sober coaching page. And this just goes on and talks about what's available and how to get some pre-information on that. So then underneath here, this is the main section of the page. So what we did here was we talked a little bit about addiction. We worked with Carlee specifically to have her put together an About Me section so people can learn a little bit more about her and her story and what she's all about. And then we actually did a meth glossary because she's focusing a lot on crystal meth usage and recovery from that, which is fantastic. I don't think there's enough really good resources out there for that. So we actually worked with her to put together a glossary, something that families can utilize probably more so than addicts, so that they can get familiar with some of the lingo that is in that type of world. So it's definitely a good thing. And then we also worked with Carlee to put together a very comprehensive list of resources, both for family members of recovering addicts, for addicts as well, and then things for both and personal development. Underneath that, the way that we have it programmed is we have her featured posts where we talked with Carlee specifically about uploading some of the photography that she's done, which has been absolutely fantastic, and we're really excited to be able to work with her on that. So what we did here was program in a lot of different featured posts beneath that. And what you're seeing pop up right now is actually another feature that we provided to Carlee using a different plugin where people can join her newsletter to get regular updates about her site. And as you all know, when I often talk about this, the money is in your list. So it's important to have these types of things. There's also another feature we programmed in called Welcome Mat, which does a lot the same thing. So there was a lot of programming involved in this site, but a lot of really, really fun, good programming involved in this site. As you'll see here on the right sidebar of her site, we have things like Read This First, where what we did was we programmed in different blog categories that are more applicable for people when it's their first time on this site. So if you click on this button, what you're going to get is actually a list of different blog posts that we have categorized under this section specifically. So that really works out well for Carlee because, you know, it drives traffic back to the blog and, you know, is also helpful to users and people who want to find out more. Another thing that we are really big on here at Valkeryie Consulting is something called content curation. So what we do with this is we call Submit Your Story. What we did with this was we actually programmed in a different plugin. It's a guest posting plugin. So what this actually does is allow other people, family members, recovering addicts, other people who want to tell a story either using their name or a pen name or even anonymously, to post a title, post a blog, have different tags for their story and their feature, their name if they want to add it, their email address, their website, and then a featured image. What this does is it automatically posts the guest posts to her archive section so she can go through and read them and edit them and decide if they're appropriate for posting on her site or not. So that was something else we were really excited to work with Carlee about. Methed Up, that's her book that is coming out in September of 2016, and we're really excited to help her promote that release as well. What we did in the meantime as a placeholder for that page was actually program in another way that people can connect with Carlee and get her newsletter updates and things like that. And we also helped her get set up with her CRM tools and things of that nature. And then, of course, in the right sidebar, we also put a link over into the sober coaching, where she's offering sober coaching for, again, both family members and recovering addicts. So it's very cool. What we did here was we worked with her to find the right content to put in on this page that talks a little bit about what a recovery coach does, why they're unique, how they're a little bit different than some of the other things that you might see out there. So we were excited about that, and then ways, again, to connect with her for that. Going a little bit further down into the sidebar, you'll see we have her mailing list programmed in there as well. A way to connect with her direct on her Facebook page. And what we did here was we programmed in a Facebook widget that allows people to preview and actually see some of the things that she's posting on her Facebook. And this is a newer page, so we're excited to help her promote that and come up with different strategies to drive traffic to that as well. Same thing with her Twitter. We programmed in a widget that allows you to connect with her via Twitter or even send her a tweet direct from her page, which is pretty cool. And then we have her Instagram widget plugged in, and as she adds more photos and some of her unique photography to Instagram, you'll see more things on there. And then, of course, a Pinterest widget as well. Now, as a quick caveat to that, not every business is appropriate for every social media platform. So when we're working with the client, we figure out, okay, where is the majority of your audience going to be? Where are we going to get traffic to your site, and vice versa? How can we drive traffic both ways? So these are things that we look at before we just program in random social media widgets, because again, not everything is appropriate for every business. So we bear that in mind with our business when we're consulting with clients and figuring out what the best possible thing is for them. Stay connected. Of course, we programmed in direct links to all of her different social media pages, in addition to her RSS feed if people are using RSS blog readers, because we know that a lot of times it's the venue that people are interested in getting. And then, of course, over here on the left hand side, we programmed in a bar that allows people to share anything that they find on Carlee Walker's site that they're inspired to share with somebody else. So it's a really, really cool build on the front end, and we were really super excited to do it and have the opportunity, and I'm really excited to be able to show you this today. So we have Carlee's site. This talks a little bit more about her, invites you to connect with her, ask her questions, things of that nature. On her contact section in her menu, as you can see up here, you've got different contact things that you can go in here, and then of course we've programmed in these other links using some different tools that we have on the back end of the site, which will be the next video in this case study. We put together a very specific FAQ page or FAQ page for those in the tech industry that is organized quite well and allows people to expand on each answer. We did all of the programming for this. We worked specifically with Carlee for this. So this was a really helpful resource, and it's something she can add to on her own as she grows and expands on her site. And then, as I had spoken about a few minutes ago, we also have the glossary here. And then, I kind of took creative license and chose a Breaking Bad photo here just for relevancy's sake, and, really to kind of bring a little bit more awareness to people who might not know. But a lot like the fact page that we put together, this allows people to expand on different things and find out, okay, here's what an apparatus is, or, here's something else. And it allows people to leave a comment and also submit their own terms that they might have heard out there. And then, of course, up here we have our resources, a general overall resources page, and then things that are specific for families that, we can add to as time moves on. Specific resources for addicts or recovering addicts, which is, a fantastic thing. And then, of course, giving the users the tools to say, okay, here's something you might have missed, or here's something you might want to be aware of. So constantly giving anybody who reads her site or anybody who visits her site an opportunity or an invitation to connect with her, because that's what's absolutely the most important thing. And then of course what we did here, and this is where I'm going to get into monetizing your marketing a little bit, or monetizing your blog, where you're going to find different things, where what we did here was actually build Carlee an Amazon bookstore. So where if anybody goes to her site and finds something that they're interested in reading, or something that they're inspired to read or share with someone else, and someone else makes a purchase, she actually makes a commission off of each one of those sales. So that's just one ways that we monetize the site, and then also programmed in an Amazon search bar so that people can go in and, you know, look at different things. Now there are other ways that we are monetizing the site. There's approximately 15 different ways that we're working with Carlee to monetize her site, to where she's going to make money from just driving traffic to her page, which is great because that's able to fund her lifestyle as a coach and as an author and things like that. Now on the back end, it's going to be a little bit more relevant when I go into the sober coaching section of what we at Valkeryie Consulting are working with Carlee on. And what we did was we actually provided a membership section to where we're creating two separate groups, one for families and one for addicts, so that when people are paying her fees as she's releasing those as a sober coach and as a recovery coach, that will be an opportunity for them. And as you can see up here, this is an admin bar, and this is what I'm talking about right now with the membership levels, so that we have that option up here. And then when she decides to offer discounts or, you know, special promotions or sales or things of that nature, as we get closer to launching the second iteration of her site, she has that capability as well. So really what we were trying to focus on our end was setting Carlee up for success, helping people get educated and just spreading the word out there. Now there's a lot more to it than this on the marketing side, but this is really what you want with the website. You want something that will engage your user, will invite them to contact you, will invite them to come back and visit. And I'll go over a little bit more of that in another video, but this is the front end of the site, as you can see, built by us here at Valkeryie Consulting, completely custom built. It's approximately 17 pages. In addition to the home page, there was a lot of work and thought and programming that went into this, so we were really excited to release this as a project for Carlee. So the next thing I'm going to do is walk you through the back end. Whenever we do a build like this for a client, just so you know, we also provide that client with an overview video of what they have on the back end of their site, so that they can really look at it and say, okay, this is how I can use my site. We don't just build you something and say, okay, you're off and running. And then we also offer some of the things that Carlee's taking advantage of, which is our monthly services, both for social media management and also for working with us on the coaching side and website administration. So that's just some of the capabilities we have here at Valkeryie Consulting. I'll see you on our next release video, and thank you for watching.